This is verbatim. Yeah, this is my new prescription. Doctor told me to take it every to 30, 40 minutes. 12 ounces every 30 to 40 minutes.
Double it up. Post.
And then all of his buds
Damn.
are like, hell yeah, you're the king, Gregory.
I don't see why not. That was the one literally said, I don't see why not.
That's the Blurry Miller Lite photo.
Hey, like you got to drive, instruct people to drive.
So Wes,
What's your doc's name, huh?
think he'd write me a prescription.
Yeah, I need one of them prescriptions.
yeah.
My doc's name is 7-11.
yeah. You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey. Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to episode 917 of Hard Factor. Sorry, I had to find it on my sheet. Going off a different sheet today because it's
there's just so many of them.
Man Friday. What's that?
There's so many of them. It's hard to keep track sometimes.
32
days or number
Sheets.
of episodes.
All the things.
I've got 50 sheets, 1,000. We're getting close to 1,000 episodes over here. But again, on a different sheet today because it is Florida Man Friday, April 8th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Normally, there'd be four of us, but since we do these shows usually on Patreon, there are three of us today. We three-man these Patreon shows. It is Wes, Pat, and myself, Will, for this Florida Man Friday with you. Basically, you're going to find out that these three-man shows are one less man, but because they're about the Sunshine State of Florida, they are potentially more potent because even us, there's nothing we could do to ruin a weekly podcast about Florida men and the most interesting crimes, funniest crimes out of the state.
It's impossible.
You just let God take the wheel.
Exactly.
Or in this case, a drunken Florida man or woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The comedy is just inherent.
Writes itself.
Mm-hmm.
I saw. So Wes, what county is one of your stories in, the one that we double dipped on? It's like Pasco, maybe.
It's Summerfield, Florida. Walmart.
I think it's Pasco. So I came across this. This is kind of interesting. I'll double check and make sure it's Pasco before the show is done. But I think it's Pasco. Pasco County Sheriff's Department now has a weekly rundown on their Facebook of two police officers giving you the most Florida stories from their county that their people policed.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's not very well done at all, but it's very local.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Florida Man. I'm a little worried about how Florida men and the Florida Man phenomenon is becoming self-aware. Because like my favorite paper in Florida is the Tampa Free Press.
Good paper.
And the thing about it is that the Tampa Free Press, I mean, they play the hits. They know what they're doing. They focus exclusively on Florida Man stories, which is why I love them so. But at the same time, I feel like, Pat, everybody's kind of they're like, we gotta capitalize. We gotta trend jack this Florida Man.
Right. I mean, Grady Judd, right? I think this is where this started from. Grady Judd, Polk County Sheriff. He started giving these news conferences, but you could tell Grady Judd, his only purpose is justice, right? Yes. He rules with a heavy fist, but he's fair. He's fair.
But Grady's the best kind of Florida man because he just is.
Right.
He is a Florida man, and that's just who he is. He's not trying to put on a show to be a Florida man. That's what you got to worry about with the self-aware Florida man phenomenon.
That's
you don't want people putting on a fake show. Florida men are most pure in their when they're just being themselves, just doing a Florida man out there.
Right. I mean, Grady Judd is holding these press conferences to let you know about sick puppies that may or may not be in your neighborhood.
That's just
right?
him.
And these guys they're putting on just pretty much an entertainment show. It would be like, how live PD, right? Like our former police officers, and they're checking in from their HQ, wherever it is, and they act like it's live. This is the same thing, except it's a local police department doing a live PD and then cutting to like their buddies tasing someone, right? Or like,
Yeah.
And it struck me as strange.
Well, because Grady's so impressive on his own.
But Grady's motivations, Grady comes from a place of authenticity.
Right. He's a lawman.
Right. But they feel emasculated by Grady. And so
I don't blame them.
Everybody does. So they have to then put something out there that they think can compete with the Grady presser. Every county's trying to do it. It's just nobody's really done it effectively yet.
I agree.
It can't be done.
No.
I agree.
So
check out the picture.
Houses.
Check out the picture. That's where we're gonna be.
Oh, is that Treasure Island?
That's Treasure Island Beach right there.
Treasure Island Beach. So soon. Actually, we're there right now.
We're there right
we
now.
are there right now while you listen to this.
That's right.
Little inside baseball recorded this one slightly early so we could get on the plane to Treasure Island. And speaking of that, so these Florida Man Fridays normally on patreon.com/hardfactor. Sign up there to get these every week on top of the normal podcast. We also do weekly deep dive podcasts for the top 2 tiers, Pop the Clutch and Send in the Car. And a sample of that is dropping on Monday with the Hunter Biden deep dive we did last month. So get ready. Strap in.
Yeah. If you sign up for a year, at the top tier, you get a free sweatshirt. Sign up for a year at Pop the Clutch, you get a free t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad. And our new line of Florida Man or Fat Boy Summer is now out in the store.hardfactor.com. So you can check those out. Maybe get one of those for free.
So many perks to being a patron. Also, get ready for this Honeybee deep dive on Monday. He likes to party, so that you're gonna enjoy. Anything else, fellas, before we hop into the 6-pack of Florida Man that we've prepared for this show?
No, I was telling Will before I went and got my hair buzzed today. And the very nice lady at Great Clips, she was an Asian lady, and she was very concerned that I had no idea what I was doing to myself.
Yep.
When I asked for the half guard, and she was,
that's what people say when you buzz your head.
She was, are
She
you
was
sure?
like, you look like a racist.
Right. Yeah. And I said, I know. I'm going to Florida.
Oh,
I need to fit in.
Yeah. Right. But a good point, Wes. If you weren't smoking a cig, you'd look like an alopecia sufferer.
That's right.
Power of cigs.
Well, that's the thing is, when you see Wes,
timely too, because
when you see Wes's haircut, right, or someone with Wes's haircut, what you want to do? Here's a great tip or trick to see if they're a racist. You want to check and look.
I just assume they're balding. I never assume racist.
Well, if you let me finish, what I was going to say is you want to check very closely to make sure they're not balding. Because if you have Wes's haircut and you see some hair loss, that's just a cover-up job. That's all good. But if you see Wes's haircut, Wes is not balding at all. That's a racial haircut.
If for me, it's covering up the gray. A lot of it is covering up the insane amount of gray hair I have now in my head.
Yeah.
And if you shave it, that's it's just for men.
No, exactly. It's shortness. Shortness is the lazy man's hair dye. That's
right.
And it also covers up thinningness. Keeping the hair short is just the lazy man's. It's actually, you're paying and you're going out of your way and you're paying for it, but it's actually a lazy man move in the end because it saves you a bunch of grief because you're not then having to worry about all the other bullshit that comes along with your hair getting long and everybody knowing you're old as fuck because your hair is so super gray.
Yeah. Yeah. I just took 10 years off my appearance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to do it.
She didn't even call me sir.
She called you bro.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
When you left, you were bro.
Yeah.
When you came in, you were sir.
If you've ever done a half guard, oh man, I hit the spot in my life. Like that thing that you can do, the last thing that you can do before you have to start exercising or eating healthy, which is shave your beard. Like you get that. Get to that point where you just feel so terrible about yourself, where you're like, all right, well, I guess I'll shave my beard, and then it buys you like a point. Right.
Probably saw that new Harry sitting there. You were like,
big time.
But
then, it's temporary. It doesn't last very long. You got to make a change.
Oh, right. Yeah. The facial hair change up lasts, I'd say, Pat, for about 24 hours. That's a mental boost for about 24 hours. And then after that, you're like, nah, it didn't.
I'm a fat baby is what you start saying. So.
Right. Yeah. See, if I think that the beard gives me a point in set, like I have to have the beard, otherwise I look like a fat baby.
Yeah, but you and I have different like self images. Like your projected self image is like cool biker guy, right? Which is like that goes.
Yeah,
with the
Pat's
beard.
still a clean shaven guy at heart, right?
It's my projected
Right.
self image is a clean shaven guy. Yeah.
Still, you
Okay.
still, yeah, you
It's
still,
game
still-
show host in the '80s.
You still go back to
Got
the clean shave as
Yeah.
the base coat, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
should have been on Full House.
Recently,
That's how I think of myself.
I've transitioned. One of the dads on Full House.
Yeah.
I've transitioned from a beard base coat guy, which I was since the age of 19, to a mustache base coat guy. While we've been doing this show, and it's been a fun transition.
Well, that was right
I'd say.
around your pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, first, it was the first Movember. The stash was a hit, and then it did a Twitter poll, and the stash stuck. So then, so I did it solely based on the Heart of Hive's preference.
I love it, Will. I think it's
yeah.
great.
I also have enjoyed. I mean, but when's the last time you guys did a base level change like that? Because that's a big change.
I've
when
done
you
them
go-
all.
When you've gone through all the bases.
I've done
the
all
base
of them.
coats?
Yeah, I've committed to all the base coats
Only done full beard and now mustache.
for more than 6 months. Yeah, I've done them all.
Never been
I've done goatee for a while. I did mutton chops for a while.
I was a mutton chop guy too.
Whoa, for like a lot, like multiple shaves or just
Yeah.
one shave?
No,
Like a
absolutely.
year.
Multiple shaves.
Multiple
year.
shaves.
Yeah.
I was a goatee guy for a while.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I was a mustache guy for a while.
I had a
I remember that.
ridiculous goatee. It was disgusting.
I mean, I can picture it. I'm sure
It would like
I remember
sway
it.
to the side. It was terrible.
You know what's one you don't? It's hard to come
Dimebag
back.
Daryl.
It's hard to come back from being a soul patch guy. If you're
Yeah,
just a
Never
soul
did the
patch
soul
guy.
patch. Never
That's
did it.
well, it's a look. It's such a look that people will never forget it once you put it on.
But when you see a guy with a soul patch, you're like, that guy knows how to cunniling.
Yeah,
It's true.
It's a major rug muncher look. Yeah,
That guy smells like incense, and he can cunniling.
yeah.
Right,
It's
I
the
was
soul
doing
patch
magic
is like
tricks.
the soul patch is like I'm probably sexually open to things, but also very likely I have OCD.
Yeah, I can see
Right?
that.
It's like both of those. Like sexually open, but also some definite weird ticks.
Also,
right?
beads are part of his life in some way, shape, or
definitely.
form. Beaded
100%.
curtains, anal beads.
I mean, I'm not knocking soul patch guys. Know a lot of them, like a lot of them, but
Fedoras.
I'm backhandedly knocking them.
Not a fan, to be honest with you.
No,
I mean, none of us have done it as our base coat. None of us have done the solo soul patch as our base coat. So
You know what's a classic accessory
Stay
for
away
a
from
soul
them.
patch guy is like the Australian explorer hat with a snake skin wraparound. That's a classic for a soul patch guy.
oh man,
Sure
what
is.
a look!
Like a Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's a modern archaeologist.
Mhm. Martial arts also is important to soul patch guys.
Like mimes are big soul patch guys. too.
Mimes? No,
Yeah. No?
mimes are hairless.
I feel like
You put
I feel like they would be.
Yeah, like if what do they cover it in white paint? What
Yeah.
if you put a soul patch on a Florida man? That might be too alpha. That might be
Well, then you're not a Florida man anymore.
you've gone to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're
like a
Key
New
West
Orleans
man.
man.
You're a New
honestly.
Orleans man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who wants to
we've
go
got
first
it
today?
figured out. We've got it all figured out.
I think we do. All based on facial hair. Who's going first today?
What are the ads?
I got the last ad, so I'll go last. How about that?
Okay, I'll go first then. I've got the first ad.
And I'll be the meat.
Be the meat right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Man sandwich.
Okay. Well, let's go to Pasco County, Port Richey, to meet 41-year-old Raymond James Webb. There's his
He looks
Yeah,
like
mugshot.
Seth Rogen so much. He looks
He-
so much like Seth Rogen.
he's got one of those very strange goatees that doesn't go past the bottom of his chin. So it's like a fat guy goatee kind of.
It's like a facade. It's
Yeah.
it's like a Western town.
It's like a
movie
Muppet
set.
goatee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like
There's no
if,
back to it.
if that character Seth Rogen played in the 40-Year-Old Virgin when he was still really young, like got arrested for masturbating in public and is embarrassed of it. That's kind of what the mugshot looks like.
Okay. Well, then let's move on to that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I'm going with what I just guessed.
Okay.
Jacking off in public.
Jacking off in public. Okay.
I mean, he's absolutely a sexual offender.
He looks ashamed.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you guys are both very close. Pat, that was pretty broad, but yeah, he's certainly a sexual offender.
Okay, let me dig a little deeper. He absolutely he's pretending in this crime to be someone who he isn't, or he's representing himself falsely, I believe, in this crime.
Whoa.
Okay.
And I'm saying that because his goatee has no back to it.
Right. Okay.
It's just a front.
He's representing himself as a good teacher because and he's not, because he's a teacher at Marchman Technical College in Newport Richey. Look at this place. Doesn't that just look like a fantastic place to learn?
It looks like the junior college for DeVry.
Yeah, it looks like a DMV. Kind
right. Well, it's kind of like a DMV, except you go there to learn how to change oil instead of get a driver's license.
Yeah, you can get your certificate in cosmetology, welding, HVAC,
CAD.
and culinary arts, amongst other trades. And our boy Ray was hired there in 2006 because I assume he's a chef. So he was teaching the culinary arts. Now, I don't know about you guys, but from my experience with chefs, they are a depraved and raunchy bunch.
The kitchen gets crazy. Yeah.
Kitchen gets crazy. The closest contact I ever had with a chef was a married one who was fucking the food and beverage manager at the hotel Mark and I worked at. And
what a love triangle.
Yeah. And of course, Anthony Bourdain was a great example of a classic chef as well. So
was the chef
at
the hotel fucking in the hotel?
I'd like to think he was, but that is not to be confirmed.
With that many beds in a facility.
Yeah.
You know, she could get a key.
Yeah. Chef guys. So interesting thing. So chefing is just a hard job. It's just a hard ass job. The hours are hard. The pay is not good enough. So that's why the drugs and stuff seep in, right? Because it's just like, damn, it's a grind, right? But the people that are really in it for the love of cooking, they get enough out of it to put up with the really challenging job that it is. And then it creates a cover for all these other guys, right? Who aren't necessarily like in it for the love of cooking, but like to be employed where they can be fucked up on the job.
Yeah. It's a orgy. Yes. Restaurants are orgies.
It's a pirate ship in the kitchen back here. Is what
that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably a very common one.
Anyway, Ray's no different, which is why Ray has now been fired because he couldn't seem to keep his hands off the female students in his classes. And this is from 10 News Tampa Bay. According to arrest affidavits, Ray was charged with battery and soliciting or engaging in lewd conduct as an authority figure. In one affidavit, he's accused of slapping a 17-year-old student on her ass, you know, like a great souffle technique. Jessica, you really know how to make things rise. You know
nice
what I mean?
Souffle, toots. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing really rises. You know, making me rise. You know what I mean?
Making my belt rise, you know?
Yeah.
Call my pants yeast.
Great souffle there, sweetheart.
What do you call that? The zipper razor?
A lot of sugar in there, you know.
Watch out, it's got a sharp point.
So authorities says she told them that Webb frequently made sexual jokes in the classroom. Two witnesses confirmed they saw Webb slap the team's butt with get this, an open hand. The affidavit said.
Well, I mean, it's gonna you don't encourage someone or let them know they did a good job by punching them in the butt.
Right.
No. You do it by sensually grabbing the ass cheek. This guy was definitely a grabbing too. He was getting a nice surveying the land.
He's definitely like a golf pro, but in the kitchen. Like he's like you cut like this, like showing her a cutting technique.
Oh, right behind.
100%. Yeah, he's a dirty boy. They also told me that defendants is this is from the girl. It is always flirting with the female students in class. And another affidavit claims that Webb put a girl in a chokehold in late 2021. And her story was backed up by several students who said the girl looked very scared and confused. And I'd say you get pretty scared when your culinary teacher, puts you in a chokehold in class. Not sure if this was some kind of like, how to deal with mouthy waiters training or something.
No, it's how to deal with a drunk line cook is what it is. Like, you're gonna run into a situation. One of your line cooks is gonna have taken a little bit too much meth before his shift, and you're gonna have to restrain him in the kitchen.
Right.
Here's how I do that. Now come up here, Barbara.
Let's say Barbara. All right, you're high on meth, Barb.
Let's say your name's Jose. We're gonna call Barbara Jose for this
Demonstration.
Now Jose is really backed up and really mouthy. What are we gonna do about Jose?
You give a little slap to Jose.
Yeah, you put him in a chokehold is what you do.
You say, shh, Jose.
He's thinking outside the box, you know?
Yeah, it's important to know these things.
He's a big time two birds guy. Two birds, one stone, right? He's like, I got to do this teaching job. I might as well try to fuck all my students at the same time. Two birds, one stone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a chef gets the pleasure of cooking, with lack of pay. A teacher gets the pleasure of, banging his students with lack of pay. Kind of
right. In a lot of teachers' minds, it seems.
It's a fringe penny.
He was gonna make up for that lack of salary with something. He was gonna get his.
They all missed that line, huh? When they're like signing the contract to teach somewhere that you can't fuck your students.
Another affidavit claims that Webb he had the female students practicing sausage making at least once a week, claiming it was one of the culinary arts' most underappreciated skills. So just filling and holding sausages in the classroom.
Taking pictures, getting videos.
Yeah. Plus all those cosmetology girls, walking around there. This guy was a ticking time bomb.
He's looking out the window at them while
that's a bunch.
While students are lubing up sausages.
That is a bunch, I'll tell you.
There goes another girl with pink hair. Jesus Christ.
The hair and makeup crowd.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Disproportionately attractive compared to the rest of society.
Can you imagine this? Yeah. This guy with the no chin goatee just staring out the window at them all day.
So, the spokesperson, Steve Haggerty, who probably, frequently had beers with Ray after school, said, quote, upon learning of the disturbing allegations, the district took swift action. We removed him from the classroom and from the school and notified law enforcement. That resulted in a thorough investigation of Mr. Webb's arrest. And he's still on leave as of Monday. So, probably fired after they discover the 8,000 more incidences that happened in his culinary class. But yeah.
His class would have been awesome. Like, I'm
sure he was a fun teacher. Amazingly
if you were like a young,
fun teacher.
horny guy, the class was going to be very sexually charged. So he may be abusing his students, but you were also probably going to get some runoff horniness if there was a lot of girls in your class.
He's like, hey, you two fucking or what?
Right.
Let me show you something I learned in jiu-jitsu.
There have been some fringe bennies for you.
You should be fucking. Thanks, Mr. Webb.
Hey, call me if you ever need anything, okay?
Yeah.
You want me to join in?
Yeah. Hey, and if you need some weed, I know a guy, right?
All right, guys.
That's that.
Let's keep it in Port Richey, just down the street, actually.
Oh, wait, Pat. Sorry, I need to do my ad. I forgot. My bad. Guys, summer is just around the corner. As I talked about, I got my summer buzz today, getting ready for Florida, and it's time to start that summer grooming routine with Harry's. Harry's is an up-and-coming company, and soon they will be the juggernaut of shaving, just like Hard Factor is the juggernaut of news. So it feels good to support them on their journey. I use Harry's to get that beard line extra crisp and sharp, which tells people, I might have a beard, but I'm not a slob.
Exactly.
And now new customers, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm a human. New customers can redeem a Harry's trial set for just $3 when you go to harrys.com/hardfactor. Harry's believes you shouldn't have to choose between a close, comfortable shave and a fair price, so they give you both, and that's nice of them. It's hard to find nowadays. In fact, Harry's blades are designed to stay sharp longer. In a recent study, guys who shave 4 times a week said their 8th shave was as smooth as their first, and that's a better experience with every shave and savings over time. So ditch the old razor.
Look at Pat's face right now.
Right. I mean, beautiful.
You could, if you had like a suction cup, you could suction cup it to his face. It's so smooth.
Yeah, it's hard because I shaved this morning, so this is the 5 o'clock. But
still,
But right after a shave, Pat, you touch Pat's baby and his face, you don't know the difference.
Not one cup.
Yeah, beautiful.
5 blades. How could you? Incredible.
That's right. So ditch the old razor, get a top-of-the-line shaving experience with Harry's. And Harry's is giving their best offer to our listeners. New Harry's customers can redeem a starter set. You get a 5-blade razor, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, and a travel cover to protect your blades when you're on the go. That's a $13 value for just $3. There's truly never a better time to try Harry's. So go to harrys.com/hardfactor to try Harry's today. If you're a man that shaves every day, you should probably try this out.
Oh, it's the best. If you're a man who shaves once a week like me, it's the
Right?
best. I mean, Harry's is useful for all men, I feel.
That's right.
Okay, guys. As I said, let's keep it in Port Richey, just down the street from the technical school that the subject of our last story teaches in.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yep.
Happening
There's-
block. Wow.
It's a happening thing going on in Port Richey. So last Friday night, Trooper Grant Galloway, he took a deep breath as he observed a vehicle with the words "student driver" emblazoned on the side of it, and the license plate "Driver Ed 71" on the back of it. And that car was driving pretty erratically at 11:20 p.m. on Friday night, and he reluctantly lit up his lights and sirens and pulled the driver over. Quote, to make sure the driver was not experiencing a medical episode, right? That's what he thought was happening. But when he got to the driver's window, he didn't see a 16-year-old would-be driver who was nervous about taking the road. He saw 54-year-old Hudson Gregory Sorensen absolutely hammered this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hudson.
Florida man right there.
Oh yeah, he's got a goatee that Wes like tried to grow one
Yes.
time but couldn't because
Right.
yeah, this guy's it's pretty even and
It
thick
goes
and
straight down.
yeah, it extends from the beard significantly. He's thicker, definitely over 200 pounds. I would say those are like coaching glasses, like youth football coaching glasses,
Yes.
and a buzz cut, complete,
Yeah, it's like-
way flatter than my flat top. It's
Right.
impressive.
It's a very, very cop cut, military
yeah.
cut. Yeah.
Yeah, but the cut didn't save him, guys.
No.
'cause he was really drunk. I'm grabbing more photos of Gregory.
He looks like he could drink about 50 beers
Easy.
and just still be like laughing at you and telling racist jokes. in
Still
your face.
teaching you how to parallel park.
right?
You guys really like this photo of him. That's why I'm grabbing a couple more from his Facebook here. I only had grabbed that. I only prepped that one, but here's two
Yeah,
more
show us more.
that I think you're going to enjoy. Here's him as well. In front of
Oh,
yeah.
that's the softer side. He's at the tiki bar.
Tiki
yeah.
Bar side.
He's having a good time. Yeah.
And then here's him after breaking his arm. This sucks.
Wow, a lot thinner than I thought he was.
Getting old, dislocated right shoulder, out of work for a week, maybe more. Damn, getting old. sucks
Also a
ass.
thirst trap though, because like
That's
Wes said,
2014. That's
showing off his body.
2014. Okay, 2014. Okay. That's
7 years later, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Anyway, here's a pic of the car pulled over. So student driver on the side. Gregory had apparently been celebrating another successful day of instructing young drivers by grabbing a 24-pack of Natty Light and pounding beers as he redrove the day's classroom, reminiscing of the stellar instruction he gave, just sipping it, say, "Oh, that's where that right turn happened after properly stopping on red." And
In the car.
that's where he merged. God, Steven's really coming along, little Steven. Trooper Galloway said that he found an open 24-pack of Natty Light, a driver who smelled of alcohol, could barely stand or talk. And when he asked for Hudson Gregory Sorensen's driver's license, Sorensen pulled out a Chase bank card. Said, "Here you go, officer."
That's classic.
Oh,
You're
that's
getting a
my
DUI.
bank card.
Take care of this right here.
Yeah. Galloway did a breathalyzer. Test came back as a .226.
Ooh.
He's hammered.
That's blackout drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, he's hammered. 3 times over the limit.
Yeah, I guess old Hudson Gregory Sorensen had a hard time getting out of the car, leaned against it for a while before walking towards the FHP cruiser. Couldn't understand the instruction for one of the physical DUI exercise tests, which he finally did. He performed very poorly and then blew the breathalyzer. According to Gregory's Facebook page, his occupation is driver instructor at All Florida Safety Institute, driver forklift operator supervisor, lead man foreman at XPO Logistics Incorporated.
He's gonna lose all of his certifications.
And he boasts, quote, "After 35 years of being a professional truck driver, I get to share my knowledge and safety teaching new students how to drive."
Ooh, I bet that's a high-paying job too.
Driver instructor for kids?
For trucks.
oh,
Trucks and also
Yeah.
forklifts. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're the certified.
Because those guys, truckers, make good money. I bet a teacher, an instructor, will make pretty damn good money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but he
not
was
one with
teaching
the
kids.
DUI.
Oh,
teaching
you see
kids.
kids trucks?
No, this is literally the car he was driving.
Said he was a trucker, and then now he's teaching student
okay.
drivers.
I thought he
Yeah,
was teaching
but he's
truckers.
also. It sounds like he also does the forklift certification. So he may. Yeah, he probably fucked himself pretty bad here.
Mhm.
I guess you could call that a truck or at least a rig, Wes. It's a Ford Fusion.
No,
It is
that's
a
not a
Ford
rig.
Fusion. It does have some like a fake cop light on it though. That's pretty. Cool.
Oh no, that's behind it.
Oh.
It's an optical illusion.
Optical illusion.
Oh, hilarious.
Oh, so it's just a Ford Fusion. That says
This is
student
Ford
driver.
Fusion. This is student driver.
Well, but it also has the brakes in the passenger seat too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Guys, as of Sunday morning, Gregory is no longer listed on the All Florida Safety Institute Driving School's website. And I want to point out this post from October 3rd, 2014, where Gregory posted a picture of a blurry Miller Lite with the caption, yeah, it's my new prescription. Doctor told me to take it every 30 to 40 minutes, 12 ounces every day, every 30 to 40 minutes. Oh, my God. This is actually, sorry, this is verbatim. Yeah, this is my new prescription. Doctor told me to take it every to 30, 40 minutes, 12 ounces every 30 to 40 minutes.
Double it up. Post.
And then all of his buds
Damn.
are like, hell yeah, you're the king, Gregory.
I don't see why not. That was the one literally said, I don't see why not.
That's the blurry Miller Lite photo.
Hey,
That's
like you got to drive, instruct people to drive.
so Wes.
What's your doc's name, huh?
Think he'd write me a prescription?
yeah, I need one of them prescriptions.
yeah.
My doc's name is 7-11.
yeah. I have to admit that this photo is so 2014, and I know this because Wes gave me for my birthday one year a carton of Camel Blue cigarettes. And I'll pull the photo up before the show is done, but I posted that pretty much the same blurry ass nighttime flash on a Motorola Razr phone photo as he did. It's just of the time.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, good thing you're not a driver instructor, Pat.
No, I'm not. No.
Did I ever tell you guys the fucked up thing that happened with me involving a driver instructor and like a driving? So I was I think it was like 6th or 7th grade, and I was in charge of walking my mom's like best friends like dogs. And so I was walking. She had 2 dogs. One was this little like Yorkie, and they were on like those retractable leashes. So one of the dogs was in front of me. I'm on the sidewalk in my neighborhood when the Yorkie like saw something, and it just started taking off, but I couldn't feel it. And it got to the end and ripped the leash out of my hand. Yeah. And I'm like, oh God, no. Like I didn't, and at the same time, this driving instructor with a student that this girl from my neighborhood was learning how to drive came down and just boom, just right under the tire.
Killed the dog?
Killed the dog right in front of me. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was just this dog was just a pancake in the middle of the neighborhood road. And I was like crying. I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. And like just someone like came out and like scooped the dog up with like a fucking shovel. I had to call my mom's friend and tell her what happened. And the girl that was in the driving instructor's car was just hysterical because she just killed this dog trying to learn how to drive. It was a fucking scene in my neighborhood. It was absolutely crazy.
Was everybody mad at you for that because you dropped the dog, or what happened?
I mean, it was like, it was a total accident. I felt like shit for years.
For sure.
I mean, I still feel like shit telling the story.
Oh,
but
no.
Yeah, like, it was awful. It was awful.
Did your mom hang out with that friend much after that?
Oh yeah, it was fine. I mean, she was like, yeah. I mean, they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine. Your dog, though, not fine."
I'm sure that scarred you in some way.
It did. It scarred me. It was traumatic. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh man,
crazy scene. Oh, there it is.
yeah. It was a back for you instead of a Miller Lite, but yeah,
that's awesome. Love it.
Thanks, Wes.
Wes gave you the prescription. All right, I've got a deep one and a shallow one today, so I'm going to go classic Florida man style and dive straight into the deep end first. All right, none of that messing around in the kiddie pool section. And so here we go, fellas, into the deep end with this headline. That's an update from the very early days of the Hard Factor podcast. News: Florida woman awarded $5.25 million after doc used own sperm to impregnate her. This was last
Oh
Wednesday.
yeah, remember this one?
Oh yeah. So a Florida woman named Cheryl Rousseau, supported by her Florida man husband Peter, pictured here. He's the only one whose picture you can find. Poor guy. He had a irreversible vasectomy at one point. So that's why his wife, whose face has been blurred everywhere, Cheryl, was getting, fertility services from this doctor who's lost the lawsuit. So she was awarded over $5 million by a federal court in Vermont last Wednesday from a doctor who used his own sperm to impregnate her during an artificial insemination procedure in 1977.
Right. Yeah. So that photo you put up, Will, put that up one more time if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So this is a photo of persons that are both past retirement age. They are in their 60s or 70s, and this is the file photo they're using. So you said it was 1977?
Right. That's when the artificial insemination procedure happened.
They presumably raised this child.
Oh, yes, Pat. Their daughter, Barbara Mary Frances Rousseau, found out the horrible truth in 2018 when she took an Ancestry.com DNA test. And so
didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, you didn't. So
did you, Doc?
Did the math there. That's 41 years after the doctor used his own sperm to create Barbara. And it only
wasn't it a big thing that he was like Jewish and she found out that she was Jewish?
Well,
and
this could be one of the hundreds of cases where this has happened.
I think that could be a different doctor.
Oh,
maybe.
Really? Okay.
But
that was the one they made the documentary about, I think.
But this
we covered the one. Okay. Anyway,
there's a bunch of doctors like this. I think
it happened a lot.
Or OBGYNs.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it kind of makes sense, right? So let's kind of get into the whole operation here that this Dr. John Coates III had. I do think like we did cover this doctor though when it first came out because it was 2018, right around the time the show had started. So it only took the Burlington, Vermont jury 1 day of deliberations last week to convict Dr. John Coates III. He and the University of Vermont Central Medical Center must have really good lawyers who've scrubbed all of his photos from the internet, as far as I could tell. And also, the mother in the case and the daughter who found out that this was her dad. I can't find any photos of any of them. Anyways, but last month, the Vermont Medical Practice Board permanently revoked Coates' medical license. He had practiced obstetrics.
He was an obstetrician.
Obstetrics and gynecology in the central Vermont area starting in the 1970s. And he's now retired. And he's got multiple wrongful impregnation allegations pending. The other one is from a woman named Shirley Brown of Boulder, Colorado, who alleges that Dr. Coates claimed her donor was also a medical student before her 1978 procedure. And there's surely more of those because his scheme was very basic. He told women and couples seeking fertility help back in the 70s that they could pick from any number of his handsome young medical students to be a sperm donor because he worked at like the University of Vermont Central Vermont place. But in the end, seems like all of these patients ended up getting the Dr. Coates special, regardless of which of his students they picked out with the traits that they wanted. And when you think about it, it's either because Dr. Coates knew it worked or because he's an egomaniac, probably both.
Right. When we covered either this or the other story, I was saying like he did him a favor because they could have gotten someone who's just a piece of shit. I mean, this guy's a doctor.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's
the other guy. The other guy definitely was. Like,
it's not like roulette where it's
I think they all feel that
it could
way.
be like a serial
it's like a god complex.
Yeah, it is.
Or a doctor. I mean, everyone who's got, it's like you could get Mark's sperm, right? Or you could get this doctor's sperm. It's like that's the kind of this
right. And which is better?
You're saying you'd rather Coates over Mark's?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying.
I'll say it.
You'd rather the doctor.
I'll take a doctor's over Mark's any day. Same with myself.
It's a good point. It's a good point, Wes. But both you and Mark are smarter than Dr. Coates in this case because he's going to go bankrupt late in life for impregnating so many women against their will.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry, Dr. Coates.
Yeah, I mean, once one of these things gets uncovered, then they just start coming out of the woodwork because he's done this to every single woman that he's that has come to him.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of jerking off.
It's a lot of jerking off. He's probably tired. He's also probably very frustrated. You know what, guys? He should take before while he still can some Caliper CBD. Dr. Coates, you know, he's got to have a headache after all these lawsuits rolling in. And Caliper CBD, it's clinically proven to deliver 30 times more CBD in the first 30 minutes than CBD oil. It's incredible. I call it instant chill because I love it. I've been taking it since Caliper has been a sponsor of Hard Factor for basically the entire time we've been doing this show for 4 years. It was developed by food scientists, rigorously tested for purity and quality, all natural, vegan, non-GMO, free of fillers, added chemicals, and artificial flavors. And the stuff's incredible. You can take the flavorless powder. It comes in 20 milligram packets exactly, and you can put that in any drink, even water. It mixes in any food you're cooking too. Or they have the Swift Sticks, which are like flavored little packets you can put directly on your tongue. And 20 milligrams CBD, fast acting. It's the best stuff. The powder is way faster than the oil. And I think this is going to be one of the last times that we'll be telling you this offer. So jump on it now. Okay. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. Try it risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper, CALIPER.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order. Seriously, support this business. They've been supporters of Hard Factor from the start. So
that's right. Yeah, great product. Okay, guys, if you were to ever try meth, I would assume it would have to be in Florida, right?
I think, if that were to be a thing where we ever did maybe try meth.
Yeah, totally. If I were to ever, it would be in Florida for the first time.
Down there in Florida or Louisiana. I don't know.
You guys have tried it too, huh? Yeah. I accidentally did it one night.
Who hasn't gotten the old switcheroo? Okay,
right.
This was
supposed to be ecstasy.
This was so common back in the day where they would send, anybody who didn't know what drugs look like, they would just give you a bag of ice and say it was anything.
Yep.
And so who has not been in that situation at 3 a.m. when their friend shows up and they're like, "Oh, check out this Coke I got," and it's like, no, it's not.
That Coke's jagged, man.
Supposed to be ecstasy.
It's supposed to be ecstasy. Yeah, it's something. Yeah. It's always supposed to be something else.
I'll tell you who has not, Will. Guys whose dicks are not in the cloud.
What?
True.
Why is that?
Absolutely.
Just kind of you're a fucking nerd, and if your dick's not in the cloud, you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
100% of meth people have their dick in the cloud, I'd say.
Oh, for sure. You probably
but not from their device. Because they don't have one usually.
But you may have done it while you were awake for way too long, couldn't figure out what else to do.
Hey, let me borrow your phone. I got to send a picture.
Anyway, after doing meth that night, I woke up and some friends and I went to a fine Italian restaurant for lunch for some reason. And I was coming down off of it and I had a panic attack right there in the restaurant. And I don't suggest going to a fine Italian restaurant coming down off meth. And I don't suggest doing what Brandy McCowan did, which was get all methed up and then go looking for falling prices at Walmart in Summerfield, which is, I believe, literally right in the middle of Florida. I mean, it's the most middle of Florida you can get, just northwest of Orlando.
Wow, smack dab.
So, having done some research on this, this is a popular activity for tweakers, specifically going to Walmart, because Walmart is always open, right? And they're usually up late with nothing to do, and also apparently it's very stimulating.
It's always been Walmart's been a tweaker, a drug user's haven for decades.
Yeah, you get high, go to Walmart late at night. It's fun.
Wasn't there was like what did they take down that old social media site that used to post videos of the crazy people in Walmart? I think Walmart probably paid to have it killed, but
maybe.
There used to be like an old viral account.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, technically, getting Meth'd up, going to look for falling prices, not a big deal. But Brandy took it a step further, which is how we got this amazing mugshot. It's incredibly sad as well. Brandy, you see, Brandy didn't see any falling prices, which upset her. So she took out her knife and the brick and started threatening staff and customers with it, telling them the prices better start falling or else. By the way, brick and knife combo, that is next best thing to a gun, if you ask me.
It's aggressive. Yeah, it really gets the point across.
Really
did one of the staff take the brick from her and hit her in the nose with it? Because did you see the nose?
I think that's just from snorting, like it's like a Artie Lang, like pre-Artie Lang style, or probably just abuse from a pimp. I don't know.
It looks like someone crumpled Brittany up and then uncrumpled her.
And baked her in the sun. Like, oh man,
it's a sad photo. Please get some help, Brandy.
What's her age?
Brandy.
She's young.
She's in her 20s. She's like 24, I think.
Hard 20 something.
Yeah. So of course cops were called, and we have this altercation to enjoy. Here is the video.
The knife now! Drop it now! Drop the knife!
She ain't dropping.
Drop the knife now!
She's mouthing off. Saying something like, what, so you can fuck me, officer?
Get back.
She thinks she's going to be
Drop the knife now!
Sexually assaulted by the cop, I think.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Seems like a realistic fear.
At some point she says, I didn't
Drop
kill
the
my
knife.
family.
Drop the
Bill
knife.
did.
Drop it now. Put it down.
Customers in the
Put
back
the
are
knife
like,
down.
coming out of the aisles and be like, oh, shit.
Put it down.
I think she's about to. Hey, guys, check this out.
Put the knife down.
The officer has a taser drawn.
Put
or a
it
gun?
down now.
This is a gun at this point. He's being incredibly patient.
Put the knife down.
She doesn't want to listen.
Put it down. Drop it.
Sorry, I forgot. Didn't realize how long this was.
Drop the knife.
Because there's so many chances.
Put it down. Put the
She killed
knife
her
down.
family? I didn't kill my family.
Put the knife
No,
down.
she didn't. But she said that she didn't.
Glad you clarified.
Drop the
There
knife.
ain't no killer. All right.
Ain't no killer.
Drop the knife.
So now the backup arrives. Now he's going to switch up his weapon.
Drop the knife now.
And boom.
Oh!
Brandy goes
Drop
down.
the knife.
She goes down into the $4.99 shorts.
Oh man, she felt like a tree
Yeah.
goes
in the
stiff.
woods. Yeah.
She goes
Yeah.
stiff as a board and then just falls back into the fucking clothes.
Right into the $4.99 table. That's how you don't want to go out into the $4.99 table.
Yes.
Close it wall.
We got to gift that
Yeah.
like, or just, that's the best fucking tase ever.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a pretty
it's
good
pretty
tase. Notice he
pretty
did
good.
not say taser, taser, taser.
No, he did not. He was done with her. He's lucky, he was over her.
Wes, you're right. Once he switched it to the taser, he was going in for
Oh,
it.
I don't
was
think he
like,
did anything wrong. I'm just
he
saying.
was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
been
tired of this
standing
bitch.
here begging her to drop the knife for 15 minutes, and I'm tasing her ass. Like he wasn't not gonna stop before he tased.
Oh, you gonna look away from me with I have my taser drawn? That's dumb. So according to the New York Post, it was determined that Brandy entered the store holding the brick and began threatening customers. And then she later, after doing some shopping, she located a pocket knife, opened the package with a pair of scissors from the store, and continued with the pocket knife combo. And it was discovered that she ingested about 4 grams of methamphetamine earlier that day, according to the news.
That's a lot, right? Of meth by yourself.
I don't know. I mean, when you think about Adderall, I'm sure it's way more.
4 grams is like.
Yeah. She was obviously very fucked up.
Imagine snorting that. Like that's like over an 8 ball of cocaine, right? 3.
If you were doing a lot of
3.5
drugs, you could do that.
Oh, I'm
easy.
thinking of milligrams. Yeah, 4 grams. That's
4
a lot.
grams.
Yeah.
That's but meth is way stronger than cocaine.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's
4
like that's
grams.
an insane amount.
Yeah, she's lucky she's alive. Anyway, she was taken to the hospital and was $1,000 bond. She probably got bailed out by her pimp and was right back to it. If I'm being honest. But
Man,
yeah,
she
she gets
is
some help.
living life on the edge.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go, and then if we have time, we'll get to mine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
I'm positive.
All right. So finally, for my last one this week, it's quick, Pat. I bet we'll have time. Taking it like I alluded to at the beginning, to my favorite Florida Man newspaper in Florida, the Tampa Free Press, for this classic headline and Photoshop combo they got going on here. Florida man arrested for narcotics after eating and flushing some. And then it's
What the fuck is that photo, dude?
his mugshot, and then his mugshot showing he's 5'7", and then it's superimposed over a pink toilet.
What the fuck?
Looks like my grandma's fucking bathroom. She had
Right,
like
it's
a
the
pink ass bathroom.
Yeah, it's the pink toilet with the pink tile.
Yeah, it looked exactly like my grandma's bathroom.
God, I love the Tampa Free Press.
They really need to get their drop shadow set up a different way, because if you notice, so the shadow on the toilet, right, is going from left to right. And
Oh,
then
it's a bad Photoshop.
and they put the shadow on his mugshot going from right to left.
They don't
Yeah.
typically use this much resources
You
for
gotta-
Photoshop, but they really loved this combo.
You have
of
to pick a
headlines.
single global light source, guys. This is like Photoshop 101.
Yeah, they make these on like cell phones. I love
They were
that.
proud of that.
I love that newspaper. So anyways, according to Bay County Sheriff's Office, a Panama City Beach Man, that's who you saw. His name is Stephen Michael Haley, has been arrested and charged on multiple drug charges, despite the man's attempt to dispose of the evidence by consuming some and attempting to flush the rest down the toilet at his Reed Street residence in Panama City Beach. Stephen Michael Haley, age 50, tried to eat most of his fentanyl stash and flush his entire cocaine stash, but there was no chance he could get it done.
He
before
did that in the wrong order, man.
Well, the
Should have
fentanyl's
eaten
smaller.
the blow and flushed the fentanyl.
Oh, right, because you maybe could have, but the blow, listen, Pat, he could have never got it done before the cops rushed in on March 31st with the search warrant, because after even trying to eat it and flush it, he had 120 grams of fentanyl, which is 40 to 50 lethal doses worth, and 2,100 grams of cocaine. So he was trying to flush over 2 kilos of coke down a toilet. While eating fentanyl.
It was his house.
I can't believe they got a picture of
At
him.
his house, yeah. I'm
With his
sure
eyes open.
they had to have purged all this shit, or it was inside packages, because he just
Yeah.
looks miserable at the jail.
Oh man,
Man,
he's
I never
lucky.
understand this. Like, so, like these drug dealers, right? They maybe not this guy, but other guys like this who make a lot of
Fuck
cash.
this guy, by the way, 50 years old, and you're dealing fucking fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you,
It's
man.
pretty weak.
Yeah.
It's pretty weak. Pretty thirsty, if you ask me, trying to keep what the kids are into. But I don't understand why these drug dealers, like, I've heard of drug dealers who will build really fortified houses, right? So that if the FBI or the DEA wants to come in, they'll have like a ton of warning, right? Trying to bust through a steel gate. But I don't understand, and hackers too, why they don't build something. It would be really inexpensive to get an engineer to build like a room or a kiln that they have a button and then just fires all their drugs. Like, I don't understand why they don't do that.
Well, because I don't think. Can
Pat,
you like get rid of all
Check
of that?
this guy out. Do you think
can,
he ever?
absolutely.
Do you think he's ever planned anything in advance?
No.
This guy.
I mean, but dude, it would be so easy to build a kiln room. If you had enough cash, it might cost you $100,000. But like to build a kiln room with a button on your phone that just fries all your drugs, and that's also where you keep all your drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
It's true, but it's tough for guys like this who's just like probably been a middleman mule for like years
I understand.
and
Yeah,
years.
this guy's not planning ahead.
And he's also not like making the amount of cut where it would afford him to build a
Yeah,
kiln
I
room.
get it. This guy
He
lives kilo to kilo.
He lives in a shitty apartment on Reed Street in Panama City Beach, and he was trying to flush 2 kilos down his toilet.
Right.
He's not.
Trying to sell this guy a kiln is impossible.
This guy is like a stooge used by the cartel to push drugs to the street. So.
You know, he's like totally cursing his landlord too because of the crappy plumbing when he's trying to get the. It's like, oh, it's clogging.
Fucking 2 kilos. I mean, but serious, good for the cops getting the fentanyl dealers off the street. I mean, can you believe a 50-year-old fucking man dealing fentanyl? That's
Dude,
just
they should.
pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, fentanyl should come with like an insane sentence in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
you just put it out there. Next, starting in a year, if you're caught with fentanyl and you're distributing it, you go to jail for a minimum of 20 years. Just
Yeah, if
get
you're
your ass off the street.
If you're knowingly distributing fentanyl, man, fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, that's a feel-good story. Fuck you, Stephen Michael Haley. Stop selling fentanyl.
All right, guys, let's get to the last story of the week. Last Thursday, 24-year-old Florida woman, Mandy Marlene Moore. Not our Mandy Moore. There's a different Mandy Moore.
Triple M. Nice.
MMM of Miami Gardens. She needed some cash. So what did she do? What do you guys think that she did? Here she is. Where's she?
Sold drugs.
Prostitute.
Nope.
Okay.
Neither.
Stole? Robbed?
She robbed. She robbed. She was a robber.
Shame on me.
She was a robber. But how she robbed is kind of interesting. I'm going to play you the news clip. Here we go.
Wasn't your standard stick-up. A woman strolling into a Miami Gardens mobile mart, dressing the part, wearing all black, long gloves, a mask, and pointing a gun at the store manager.
Like
You
a
don't give me
masquerade party?
$500. Or I'll shoot
Catwoman.
you.
She's dressed like Catwoman.
Give me $500, I'll shoot you.
It happened Thursday morning
Lingerie
inside this gas
Catwoman.
station at the corner of 183rd Street and
Wasn't even a black
27th
man.
Avenue. Mohammed Zaman says he was working in the middle of the store when the woman walked in, and he knew something wasn't right.
No shit.
I went
Mohammed.
inside.
He quickly
Very
went
observant.
inside the Bulletproof cashier's corner and locked the door. And after she threatened him,
I called police right away. Then she left.
but she wasn't done yet. According to police, she headed to this shopping strip just down the street and tried to rob another man. Police would catch up with
She was all
24-year-old Mandy
dressed up.
Marlene Moore about a half a mile
not going home
away.
empty-handed.
Right.
That thing, house
Listen.
arrest.
Moore making her
Can she
first
have that
appearance in
thing,
court Friday,
house
charged
arrest?
with 2 counts of attempted armed robbery while wearing a mask.
Yes, I'll never do that again.
Back
That's
at
a
the
famous
mobile mart,
judge. She's
Zaman
on a
is
lot of
spending
YouTube
more
videos.
time inside the
She's hot.
store's secure space.
Thank God I was inside. If I am outside, she might kill me.
He says the city needs to focus on
100%.
making this area safer, adding crimes like this one are happening far too often. He
People
wants
are
more
robbing
crime
stores in
prevention and
Catwoman
protection.
costumes?
Better protection we need it. It's always happening in this area. Always happening in this area.
Oh, man, that woman is fucking crazy.
Yeah, she ended up getting that house arrest that she said to the judge, "Can I have that thing, house arrest?"
Like, okay.
I guess. Catwoman.
Well, do you want to put Catwoman in Gen Pop where she's probably going to cause some problems? I mean, for sure.
I mean, she's not going in with the costume, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Saying.
I mean, either way, Catwoman's going to be trouble to deal with wherever she is. And for the people who are listening only, she literally had made a shitty homemade Catwoman outfit.
Hey,
Yeah. It was like a Mardi Gras mask.
you guys.
But it
could've
was
done
like, it wasn't
better.
even black. It was white.
I want to say that I can't believe that there's a crime in Florida. I don't know if you heard, but it's robbery with a mask on is a crime
That's above
in Florida.
because you're trying to conceal yourself, I guess.
I'm just saying. Come on.
If you're a
Shows
real
more-
Florida man, you rob with a mask off.
Shows more
right.
intent.
Exactly.
You don't ever put a mask on.
Never, man.
Never.
Pussy.
Not even to rob somebody.
Fucking pussy.
You pussy, you robbed him with a mask on. You
Throw the
pussy?
book at him. What are you afraid of? COVID-19.
Yeah,
All
pussy.
right, guys, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. If you enjoyed this episode, this is what Florida Man Friday is like. If you're a new listener to the show, check out patreon.com/Hard Factor. The first tier, it's $5 a month. It's the cost of a cup of coffee or a beer for the hosts, and you get 4 Florida Man Fridays every month. And if you're
At
old
least
to the
some
show,
months you get 5. Look at that.
there you go. Not February's, though. I want to make
No,
that really
never
clear.
February.
But yeah, you can check that out. Give us a follow at Hard Factor News on social media. We're on the Instagram there. We're on the TikTok there. We're on the Twitter there. All have a different programming style, all with slightly different content. So make sure to follow them all. And tell a friend about the podcast. Have a great fucking day. Weekend.
Hard Factor. Cheat on the news. Patreon.com/Hard Factor.